maybe is there any other ways to monetize as an animator? Maybe you could animate for other people.
No, I don't really. I honestly hate animating. Like, I don't want to animate anymore.
Really?
Like, aside from my own stuff.
So why don't you just pay somebody to do it for you?
Because I can't even pay myself right now, bro. Damn. It's a bad situation. Why am I living in LA, bro? What the fuck am I doing?
Well, how much is rent?
My rent's like $1,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, at this point,
bro, I don't even have a car.
Huh?
I don't own a car.
You don't?
Nah. Yeah.
I think. Let me give you some YouTube advice.
Yeah.
Fuck the dating advice.
Damn.
Yeah, fuck the girl. I don't even think you in a space right now to take a girl out.
Yeah, no.
To be honest, if you scraping by, nah, you taking it to McDonald's.
Yeah.
And they ain't okay with that. I think first and foremost is you have to find a way to be able to get sponsors that care about animations.
How's your merch does really well?
Well,
but it's like a clothing company.
Yeah. Kage's Club is
it's completely different. Yeah. But like before Kage's Club, you did like regular merch.
I did regular merch. I think for the Fireball one, I think I did around. I think I sold around over 1,000 pieces.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think that.
How many subs were you at?
Like I think that was like 300K, 400K.
Oh shit! Yeah.
But the Fireball design, like people really fucked with.
Oh yeah, no, it was a good design. I didn't buy it, but it was a good design.
Yeah. So it was like. I think I made like 25 to 30,000.
Yeah.
From that.
Yeah, the most merch I ever sold was like 200 something pieces of like that bird.
Oh, it's
like my profile picture.
It's a cute bird.
Well, I didn't sell that. The plush toys didn't sell well at all.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I give them out to everyone because I just have a shit ton.
Oh,
and I just give them out to everyone.
How much were the margins?
I had to hit 200 for it to go into production, and then I got and I didn't hit that, so I just bought the rest of them.
Yeah.
But the margin for that was 20%.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. But if I hit like 500, they said I got 30%.
Oh, still that is terrible. Why go with the I mean, they cute. But.
Yeah. I just really wanted one, and I was like, I think it's cool. Like now, it's like on a lot of my friends' videos and stuff.
Why don't you make a channel for like how to animate?
I have on my Patreon like a tutorial on how to animate. My Patreon, I make like $90 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think also what it is, I think you have to be open to sharing more experiences too.
I do that on my podcast because my podcast channel, like I talk about my life. Like aside from doing interviews with people, I also talk about my life a lot.
When'd you have your first kids, bro?
Like middle school.
Middle school, and then after. So you had a pretty like. Bro, I didn't even get my first kiss until college.
Really?
You was doing better than me.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see. That could be a story. Right?
It wasn't a very interesting story, but I feel like what?
When was your first makeout?
Like around the same thing. But I feel like it's not really like a lot of the stories I have that like people would think are interesting. They're interesting as a story, I guess. But like for a 5-minute long video, it's like there's not much to build around it.
But that's what I see like channels like Swoozy and like all these other animation channels do their videos.
Because I feel like, all right, I'm not trying to talk shit, but I feel like someone like Swoozy, they're mainly trying to tell the story and not trying to be like a stand-up comedian. That's why.
Oh.
And I'm trying to be like more like comedy is the entire thing as opposed to just telling a story. If it's interesting, yeah, it's cool. But if it's not like if it can't figure out anything funny, I feel like I don't want to make it because like that's the whole thing I'm going for.
Okay, so you can't.
I mean, I can exaggerate at certain parts of it, but
but
it only goes so far.
You still think it wouldn't be entertaining enough to?
I don't think so. I have like a lot of stories that I just feel like they're either not. I can't really think of anything not funny for them, or it would just be like a 30-second story.
Well, videos are 30 seconds. Anyways.
No, but like the regular story ones are like 3, 4, or 5 minutes.
Okay.
That's why my skits are like 30 seconds.
Right.
The sketches, yeah. Like there's others like my shroom story. Like when I did shrooms, I feel like that's a good story, but it's not.
Are you also scared of like scaring away advertisers?
Not really. I just want to make sure every video I make is like really funny. That's why. So even if it's like a really interesting story, if I can't figure out a way, like, but eventually I might figure out a way to make it funny because like I have ideas that I wrote down 3 years ago that I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work, and then like 3 years later I'm like, oh, I figured out like a script for it.
Right. And here's the thing about like comedy, it's just like it's a lot of times it's hard to sustain that on like a consistent basis, on like a week-to-week basis.
Yeah.
That's what I thought about like the whole comedy thing. It's just like, all right, I have to come up with jokes, scripts like every week, week in and week out. And for me, that's not as sustainable as like finding ways to just like pump out funny shit on a week-to-week basis. Right. That was my thing, like going onto YouTube. And like there's this other guy called I I think Young Don.
Oh yeah, I watch him.
Like yeah, he started doing like these videos that's like it's just him commentating on some shit.
Yeah.
And it's him in front of the camera, and like that is probably makes him a lot of money.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so it's like that's also a lane that I see for you is like, you know, off on the side, you know, you started this podcast, you know, you're starting other ventures that could drive more money for you, and then you know you could use the main channel to like, oh hey, you know, I got this other channel, promote the other channel, and you start getting your views up for the other one that is more monetizable. That's something to think about.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to do in my podcast, you know, because aside from the podcast, I was also just like, it would be like a 5 to 10 minute story, and then I would just have like gameplay behind it.
Gameplay?
Yeah, like, you know, like some channels would just like they're playing video games while they're telling a story.
What's your most down bad moment? Let's go there.
Oh fuck, I don't know. So that girl that I showed, the streamer, I DM'd her this in 2020 because I was trying to get on this. So it's like The Bachelor but for YouTubers, and this was like before she was really that big, and I DM'd her this.
Hey Mix, I just want to let you know that I tried applying to be in
the Bachelorette.
Bachelorette, but Raj hasn't responded yet. Sad face. But I know I can win your love if I was given the chance. Oh,
that's pretty bad.
Oh, that's cute, bro.
And then it says you can no longer send messages.
She blocked your ass after that. Damn. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go with I could win your love. Like that is so.
Well, because that was a game like show. Huh? It was like a show. That's why. Because you're supposed to win.
Oh, that was a concept. Like
yeah, so it's the one girl and then 10 guys, and like she chooses one guy to kick off every time.
How would that how does that e-date usually work? Like, what's the first?
The first person usually is just like they're just like, oh, I didn't really like this guy's personality as much or something, or like, cause the first part of the show is just like introductions, basically like this is my name, this is my channel, whatever, and they talk a little, and then after that, like they start asking questions.
Yeah, well, what will be some of the questions?
I didn't make the fucking show.
Oh yeah, I mean, you watch it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Some of the questions would be like, oh yeah, where would you take me on a first date and stuff like that.
Okay, where would you take her on the first date?
There was like this one bar she would always mention in the show, so I would have said that.
A bar?
Yeah, this bar in LA. So when you lost your virginity, like at 21, right? Mm-hmm. What was that change that made you go from that, from like where you were before?
Where were I?
Because you went to college, right? Yeah. You went to like an actual college.
Yeah, state school. Well, I worked up to it, you know. Okay. Like I first started making out with some girls, right? And then all of a sudden I was getting some grinds at frat parties. Oh. Right. So now naturally the next step would be like, hey, you want to come back to my place? But I didn't ask it like that. I was like, duh. But then that wasn't getting me anywhere. And then I remember distinctly. I was telling Gabe this story the other day. I remember distinctively there was one girl that I was like flirting with back and forth. Mm-hmm. And this was after college. There was one girl I was flirting with, and then I was supposed to meet up with her on a certain date. Fuck. Right? I was supposed to meet up with her, and like leading up to this date, like she was getting me like fucking horned up. She was sending me some nudes. She was like, oh man, daddy, when I see you, I'm gonna fucking slobber over that shit. But and then so like in my head, I'm like, oh my god, this is it. I'm gonna lose my virginity. I was at the gym getting my pump on. I was like, this is it, man. Yeah. And then on the actual day, she flaked on me.
Oh really?
Let's just say leading up to like when I lost my virginity, there was a couple other chances where I could have lost it. Yeah. But
they just flaked?
Just something. Just by fucking luck. Yeah. By chance, it just didn't work out. Yeah. And like all those things, let me just say everything happened for a reason. I'm glad things happened the way it did. Okay. Because if those things didn't happen, I won't be able to learn the lessons that I did. Okay. And yeah, and then like all those mistakes that I've made early on, let's just say now I'm way better equipped at like just being a guy who could do whatever.